These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Regional Qualifier matchup.
And here we go. Already, the slow is happening here to Zeus, and we got Carrier and Owner and
Level
Kuma
one.
all coming in. There's the slam into the wall. Perfect's in a bit of trouble, and he doesn't have flash. He's gonna go down to the 6 already. T1. Not sure if that was a bait or what, but Perfect absolutely overchases and gets punished. And speaking of which, we are just gonna face check and die. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but Guma has 2 kills now.
Well, I feel like every single point we made up the draft kind of out the window now.
The situation might
we
lead
got one.
to a bit of tilt, and the fact that out of the, I imagine what, like 10, 12 CS that he could have gotten, he's only gone 4. That's not good.
Yeah, nice little angle here onto the Senna. Barrel almost definitely gonna have to flash. Doesn't even bother. He's just gonna take the death and die. Down he goes. That's a kill over to Zeus now.
Bloodthirster, and you can have more presence, you know, healing up with any poke. That's not going to happen for a long time now, so we see Pureshik able to get one of the grubs.
Perfect being there as a front line. Like the rest of the team are pretty fragile, right? You're looking at maybe Liliac can set up a play like here.
Oh, he's gonna flash, or rather satchel out of the way early.
Sort of even. Oh.
Yeah, Barrel's in a rough spot here. He does have his flash. He will flash that one. Here comes BDD, who's just going to be swept away. And he is super low Barrel as well. A big bop coming over the top, but I think they have the chase potential. One more auto would do it. Faker will get the kill. They have gone very deep for this, though. As Carrier thinking about helping out. He's not level 6 yet. As now Pureshik not going to hit anything.
Doesn't a flash.
And there's a disengage cone right here, so KT just have to back away. It's just a kill.
Going over here to T1, and yet another successful pick in KT. Quickly crumbling here under the pressure.
Yeah, this is just everything going wrong really in this game. It's 10 minutes into 3,000 goal lead already. And you're into plenty of picks that scale exceptionally well. On top of that, you know, the Senna, we talk about the value this pick can have, but if you're behind, people will just die. Like, you won't get a chance to sustain them up.
You know, if you want to, you know, dig into the beams, you can say, hey, KT are really trying to lower the expectations for themselves.
They're doing a great job of that.
In this series, it basically looks unwinnable from here. It's not unwinnable, obviously, but it does make you feel like, hey, there was so much hype, so much potential for KT to really, you know, do a number to T1 and maybe even take their world spot away. But right now, what we're seeing is T1 are just kind of bopping them over the head.
Definitely looking a bit difficult. And now Def chunked out here. Wow. Again, doesn't have the blood.
Yeah, there's Carrier, and he just swings by, hits him once, drops the ignite, and gets the kill.
Ignite buckler.
I think he just autoed once and ignited. And that was it. I mean, Def doesn't exist right now. Zeus, does he exist is the question. He's still got a flash. Meanwhile, there's a fight going on between the supports, and Carrier's winning that one big time. Can he actually get the kill? Yes, he can. And now he's on the run here. Might be in a bit of trouble, especially with the TP coming in. But Perfect basically just TPs for nothing. And they eventually kill Carrier while Faker's solo farming bot. Guma has been extremely accurate with his Qs. Can sometimes be difficult with the weird balancing mechanics and stuff, but he's basically just plopping it on the heads of every enemy that's in his range. And nobody gets to play the game against his Fed Ziggs. Meanwhile, Barrel, well, he's in the game, but he's not really, as he's dead again for the 4th time at 13 minutes. And there's the satchel coming in, maybe asleep here. There's the flash as well. He does have teammates nearby, but not quite close enough, as Guma finally does get punished. And now Owner will go down as well, and finally KT gets something on the map.
Bit of an overcommit. More happening.
Yeah, Carrier's just kind of getting in there, and this is actually a bait because the TP's here, Faker's here as well. Dev is just dead, and now Faker gets the scoop here on a Pureshik. Nice Senna ult to help out, and BDD is desperate, but the Condemn comes in, and the knock into the wall is exactly what you were talking about. You're just up against the wall forever, and now the Vayne is going way too deep for this, actually, and will get punished. BDD will survive. And on Skarner, I guess, one of the only junglers as a tank in the jungle to actually still get that item. Faker is going to take out a turret, and this is the 2nd Drake of the game. It's a Cloud Drake, and already 2 going in the hands of T1, making it a Mountain Soul on the cards for them.
Advantage for T1, but it's definitely been a lot scrappier recently, but now T1 have already taken all of the outer towers. It's 16 minutes, and it's so easy for them just to look and threaten these tier 2s. That's one down already, and they can just repeat this play on the other side of the map, and completely the wrong approach.
So,
you're trying to insulate your top laner, because this has been brutal. And I know, obviously, the level 1 impacted as well, but
yeah, it's not.
don't let Zeus pick Vayne.
It's not just perfect. I think Deft and Barrel have also definitely struggled, but I do think a lot of the effects follow as
Very nice
BDD.
knock up here. BDD, man, this is one way you could still win the game as, oh, the denial from Cario is insane. It's still going to be a kill, but now they're in a bit of trouble as so many low health bars. We got the TP coming in. Nice stasis from the side of Pyoshik as Barrel is burning down a bit, but nobody has actually died yet. KT doesn't have the best engage at the end of the day anyway.
Also, Perfect, he's got the Frozen Fist and now going towards more armor, but Vayne does 2 damage and Faker and Guma do magic damage, so he's not very tanky. He wouldn't be tanky anyway because he's so behind.
Nowadays, this Guma is just really not missing anything.
It really is night and day as well when you compare Guma's individual Zig performance to when we were at the start of the playoffs, right? And given how important of a pick it is on the patch, that shouldn't come as a surprise, but it definitely is a really big reason.
This is not okay.
I think if Carrier slams Barrel into a wall and then it's just Guma ult, I think Barrel might die to that. But I hope we get to see it for science, obviously.
Yeah, by the way, they still had the Rift Herald, so they just saved it until 23 minutes, and now they're using it to push down the mid wave. Just have to rebind, but the rest of T1 are just pushing mid, and this is without Baron, and 1Q does Barrel's whole health bars split amongst, 3 different guys. Disgusting with the Vayne, with the Azir, with the Ziggs, who isn't even hitting it. He's just zoning Pyoshik away. That is 2 abilities, I guess 3. Just gonna be thrown in, and Perfect's like, I'm here guys, I'm ready to help. And the Baron's gone. T1 take it down 24 minutes in. Impressive, because your siege is already fantastic with just the one guy. And, you know, you have some healing, you have some ability to, but not really.
Well, he's got
10,000 gold behind.
He's got ult again. With the slow hit from, I think if the slow hits from Owner on Barrel, they can just ult.
Yeah, force a flash.
It's so funny because Barrel is actually healing, but it just doesn't matter. Even the Luden's proc!
Oh no, Barrel! Oh no! And the ult, you know, optimistic, but they do get the heal. And I guess that's something. They already got 2 inhibitors, rather, and they're going for number 3. And here we go, the Impale comes in, gets double flash away from them, just burning, just eating the summoners as they're trying to get on top of Zeus, and they might just do that, but who cares about Zeus when Guma is this fed on the Ziggs? And you got the 1 carry, but you didn't get the other 2. BDD desperate to try to take something down, but guys, this game is over, and it is out as T1 are looking to take down game number 1 in flying fashion here in this finals of the regional qualifiers. As one last ditch attempt from Deft, but this one is donezo. 26.5 minutes, and game 1 goes to T1.
Like, as a bot, if you're roaming around, they will just look to kill you, and it's not going to be that difficult.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of peel outside of like self-peel from the Ziggs. You could definitely see the Alistar. That was kind of our expected pick. See if he can do so. Pyoshik, yeah, he's just level 3. He's coming in behind Faker, as they do know that the Skarner is here, and now Faker going to be knocked towards the wall. He does dodge the knock up here. He goes for the ghost, but he's basically just running in circles waiting for Owner to come on over, who is going to bail him out. But now a bit of damage into Owner as well. The Unbind comes in and forces the flash from Owner. The flash on in for BDD, and he gets first blood just like that.
Could have probably kept him alive.
I'm just questioning, because surely they knew that Pyoshik was there. I think Faker should have just, I know he wanted to crash the wave, but stood back and just hit it with E.
Going for 3 points in Q, not in E, so he doesn't have as much wave crush you normally do. And we have cloth armor for Faker and Mantle for Zeus, so that means that both BDD and Perfect are playing into an opponent that's itemized for the opposite damage source. And KT looking completely revitalized here early on.
Barrel's here as well, and could try to go for it though. The flash on in, the Ornhorn going to be blown here as well. Perfect not even bothering to flash, and it's going to bite him back as that is the kill. Owner comes in and just way too much CC, more than Perfect was expecting.
Just hiding between the 2 turrets. Afraid that he was going to get dove again. Not going to be the case. T1 instead looking for the cross map. We'll be able to pick up the 2nd dragon here. A lot of less impactful souls still on the map. We'll see which Rift we are going to get, and it's Cloud, which there's a lot of members that I think use the Cloud Rift really well here on either side.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Cloud is that bad. Obviously, something like a Hex deck is the ideal, but particularly the Nasus benefits a lot from that movement speed at close distance.
Trying to clear the wave here. He's got Keria to just stasis everything up there, and this is an Ornn as the Impale will come in, but the stun is there from Keria, and the knockup from the Ornn, but Deft, he lives just barely, and eventually does go down to Keria's auto. Barrel as well is going to bite the dust eventually as Faker comes in, just collects a kill. Not half bad at the end of the day as T1 take the gold lead.
As
it's a hard dive.
Yeah, the flash from Perfect there on the Q to ensure that he's fine. But this TP actually ends up being huge because it means that BDD then can't TP to the top half of the map and ends up being a trade 1-for-1, but...
Yeah, and I mean the setup here from the side of T1, especially because Pyosik is just...
dead. He's just
alone farming in the jungle. I mean, he's Skarner, he can go through walls. Surely he's... No, he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone through walls towards T1's base.
Yeah, only question is who gets the kill. It will be the buy. Just net gold pretty well, as you mentioned before, Chronicler, and yeah, that's just a straight up mistake.
Zeus on the flank has his ultimate available.
It's about to get very interesting. Let's see, BDD looking for the knockup, and now the Ornhorn's going to be called. Nice little angle, but a big engage from Barrel into the equalizer, and Impale, it's just a massive wobble that comes in. T1 are trying to turn something. They do get the 1 kill, and a massive Bard ult as well. But at the end of the day, do they have to follow up damage to kill any of these low health members is the question. Guma trying his best to do exactly that, but he can't get the 1 kill. Keria's going to go down, and BDD is still alive. And it's Guma Usier bust, but he is gone as KT win a gigantic team fight.
That's the Wombo combo dream right there as Barrel sets it up, Pyosik knocks it down, and that Rumble pick toasting the entirety of T1.
Holds them still, rakes them over the coals, and KT get the ace, but still a bit scrappy.
Fakers, right? So if BDD decides to teleport in, there isn't really a whole lot that Faker can do besides try to damage him as much as possible, as Barrel does not care about your measly turret. They will just slam this down, gonna trade that for the bot side outer. This is again just continued setup, BDD.
And now KT, they've gone for their resets a little bit late to the punch here, and they could just end up giving over Soul Point if they don't move quickly. It's already half HP. It is a Skarner can get over walls though.
They're going to get the ults from Keria in there, and yeah, the Skarner goes in, and it just goes over to Pyosik, and they do have this magical journey. Barrel trying to follow, but he just says, no, it's not worth it. We got the Drake.
Definitely a lot more what I think we were expecting coming into the day. As a reminder, there is no more LCK after this. This is the final fight between these two teams. Whoever wins this best of 5 goes to Worlds. For the loser, it's over as BDD. He's going deep.
Yeah, just doing Yone things, and the Ziggs just not very much like that or appreciate.
He didn't hit so much.
Yeah.
Reliance type of setup for these dives, right? Like 1 or 2 Ws alone could be enough. As
okay, that is a big committal, but it's a Keria ult to deny all the damage, and now T1 are perfectly set up for the Wombo combo once again. Equalizer comes down, it's a perfect angle from Perfect, and T1 are burnt to a crisp as KT will win the fight and will take the Baron.
The anti-synergy on display. Keria goes for the flashy play and then blocks his entire team's damage and hands the Baron straight over to KT. What a misplay, what an unforced error from T1.
you gotta imagine if T1 is able to go up 2-0 here, that's the main goal.
Yeah. I mean, with the Baron just trying to really escalate your gold lead, and now trying to flash on a guy who's invisible, and Owner has to go in. Bit of damage to Ziggs ult over the top, and they finally do get Perfect. It's a trade 1-for-1, but Faker is probably going to go down. This is a pretty decent Bard ult, but it's only going to delay the inevitable as Faker, super low, he's in the back line, gets ulted on, down he will go. It's a triple for Deft, who is just running around the fight.
KT were just warming up in game 1. We saw in this series against BNK Fearex yesterday that game 1 was a slow one, not the best performance, but they have ramped up and they are here to contest for that world spot.
KT, this team very often a complete enigma. What do you get on the day? Are they going to beat Gingy? Are they going to lose to Breon?
What do you get game to game?
It means that there isn't an opportunity for Owner. And yeah, eventually they get the turn on the perfect, but...
Well, this is just insult to injury. Guma doesn't have flash, and I think eventually should die. There you go. Pyosik just going to pop him on the head with a claw. And it's just a con 6.
As well, that now that the Kaisa is online, he is getting bonked on the head.
Yeah, Def just is in melee range against a big Nasus who isn't very fed, but actually it's just a bait all along as Faker's running the other way. There's a Bard ult. Faker's like, I need more stacks. Hold on. Not the best timing there, and now this fight is very broken up. That's a double impale, and both these guys are just dead. As is just caught in the crossfire. He's going to be going down as well. KT just crossing their eyes, crossing their T's, dotting their eyes, rather. As Faker is still just holding the wave, trying to keep the game alive. I mean, I guess he held the wave, but...
Yeah, BDD even QSS the Wither, so he just need to hit a Q at some point.
Dodge everything. Nah, he's trying his best. I mean, the Nasus can be pretty funky like this. The ult will be committed to as BDD has had enough, and they do take him down.
Over as long as Owner isn't allowed near the pit, does have flash and ult.
Well, they're trying to keep him out of the pit, and there is the turn. A lot of wombo combo bouncy castle behind the wall there.
Dead.
Yeah, BDD goes down, and Baker's pretty tanky. A big impale, but Pyosik getting low. I think the wallets might just be a bit too heavy, though. A pretty decent fight, all things considered, but the wallets are there for the side of KT. Extremely messy, and T1 will deny the Baron for now.
It's not clean, but it's KT. Everything's fine. They have enough threats. It's not the end of the world. As long as you don't give over the Baron and the bounty and allow T1 to really stay in the game for another 5 minutes, that's not going to be the case.
I think considering
damage avoidance
from
them.
You think of a BDD stepping out up the...
Oh, okay. The Zanya's going to have some big value there as BDD finds Guma, and you see the Ornn is desperate to try to save him, but he will go down anyway, and BDD will survive. The wallets are just gigantic right now on the side of KT. They take down the 2 carries, and that might just do it. KT Rolster looking for their first win in the series. Zay is desperate to just try to stop the wave from going down, but the TP will come in. And it's only Keria as Steph 1 kill away from Legendary, I believe, here, as they will look to push to end and win game 2.
And this best of 5 after game 1 looked a little dicey, but KT bounced back in a big way. And the telecom war continues for this final world spot as the Nexus falls here in game number 2.
The Nexus will fall, and we do, in fact, have a series on our hands. Anyone can take it from here as KT have decided.
Feels like a low-value bot game. I think maybe the thought process was they expected KT to take MF or Jhin, and they're like, well, we can just bottle to block the ult. But KT don't take the bait. They go for the Sivir instead. Bottle, very low value against the Sivir who can spell shield it. It's...
Finish it? I forget what the combined cost.
I can't remember the exact amount, but it's not much at all.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to set up here for the grubs, and KT Rolster with the Ivern are utilizing that zone control very well. But in goes Beryl. He says, enough of the zone control. I'm just going to put my face in it. And he does do that, and he's probably dead as the knockup comes in. He gets a shield, though. Stays alive for a very long period of time, but eventually does go down. First blood goes to Faker. And all going to be thrown out here by Guma, who is level 6. As T1 will look to push them away and take the other 2 grubs.
That's what we were missing from Beryl, you know, just the aggressive.
We knew it was on the way.
It was definitely coming, and hard for the Leona really to find an angle into the Talia specifically. Faker doing so much damage in that extended play. And unfortunately, KT just not really able to follow up with Beryl, follow up on Beryl.
So that's not really going to give you the power that you desperately need. As Guma does have his flash, low on mana, and doesn't have his satchel.
Yeah, he just used it for poke. Here comes Deft, trying to come in, gets the Q down. Guma will flash away, some mines on the ground, but 1 Q could do it, or just an auto, as Deft is just going to take him down, and Guma does get punished.
Pump out damage every situation. But I think sometimes teams have lent on the Porky as being like a DPS threat, and he really doesn't pump out the numbers as much as something like a Sivir or a Tristana, or even a lot of your traditional AD carries.
Owner taking the portal. Want to highlight.
One more wave, reset, then TP top, and it could be 5v4 for KT.
Might try to set that up. I mean, they only got the 1 grub, so trying to get an extra 3 could be pretty huge to deny away from the Ziggs and just get it for your Sivir and your Jax as well in that Supreme late game. Definitely going to want that with some side lane threats. As here we go. Gonna try to come in here. The knockout comes in. There's that TP you guys are talking about. And now Faker in a really rough spot. He's gonna get Bard ulted, but there's really nobody to save him as Beryl takes a bit of damage, but will survive with the help of the Ivern. And this is the exact fight we were talking about for a minute.
And don't really lose anything for it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if they really should have gone for that when Zeus doesn't have TP, and he's, you know, pretty obviously looking to go bot and looking to put pressure on, but maybe just wanted to poke and it was a bit of a mistake. I really want to see the way that the fight kind of opened up, especially with that blast cone. And very reliable and safe, even if you do pull a barrel, which he's barrel, so he will.
It does happen a lot.
Yeah. I think also, you know, the durability from Leona's W Aftershock really amplifying the shields from Ivan. You know, we see Leona being one of these supports who feels so tanky in the front line, but it's emphasized so much more.
Oh,
kind of expected with those 2 early dragons.
X-Gates, potential for KT to try to come over and contest it, but it doesn't look like they will.
I don't think they should. Right now, still have 2 unfinished Triforces on the team. I think so much of the power of both the Jax and the Corki is going to come from actually getting that. Harold is just going to get taken here. Not too surprising. Perfect, again, struggling, I think, pretty consistently in terms of CSing in this series, but...
even a Bard set up that they might be able to catch out BDD in a future play.
He wouldn't even step to the turret, so this should just go down. We see on the other side, KT trying to counteract that. I think Pioshik maybe just down here to crash the wave, but they're going to go for the dive with the companion angle.
Yeah, this is, with Carrier here, it's just not really going to happen, and KT will call that off as well.
Yeah, Bard and Ziggs both on the way. Both have really easy ways to also influence the dive from a good amount of distance.
In the Rift Heralds, looks like it will get a charge, but they're not going to take that down just yet. And they don't start the Drake at the same time as the charge, as Faker just going to say, well, they're all in mid, so I'm just going to take this bot turret.
Yep, good angle found there. Perfect moving over to cover, but a lot of poke coming down on a KT. They do have a redemption to kind of mitigate all the poke just before the fight.
Just waiting for the engage from the side of T1. There it is. They're going to throw it straight into Pioshik. They know he doesn't have it, but he has actually a stopwatch, and he will be going down. That's a kill already on the depth as Zeus just got in and murdered him, as that is 3 to the side of T1, and they will take it down.
Complete denial of the attempted front to back there from KT by T1. Coming in from multiple different angles, immediately getting on top of one of their most valuable members, Pioshik, who doesn't have the flash from that earlier play. Turn that into a satchel mid, and now T1 starting up Nash, and I don't think there's anything that KT can do against this.
Ticking all the boxes for what they need, and it was all about Zeus finding a good angle here. You know, mission successful. Didn't even bin flash for it.
It's telling, though, that like this Dragon is just going to go over to T1. They're going to get the inner.
Yeah.
I don't think KT's going to be in a position to contest.
But KT got the objective bounty.
Yeah, that is very true, Veldas.
Yeah, it's really T1 getting the most value. They won that team fight. They knew they could go Baron immediately. Getting the value from the Baron, taking so much in terms of structures, and then moving over to secure the Dragon after. It is going to slow down the Soul. But
yeah. Again, it really just comes down to the setup, you know, with the flashes burn, and then really just a perfect team fight around this Dragon area that nets them the Baron, actually, and now the Dragon, and now all the turrets. It really was kind of on a knife's edge in this one. T1 were ahead, and they were getting little advantages, but then really, that was kind of a back-breaking fight.
Those W's so you can get some health back, and the team are going to continue the pressure. 15 seconds on the Baron, so basically one wave to try and crash in and get this, and they'll use the wall to do so.
The ult's going to be thrown towards Leona. Beryl just says, okay, I'm going in, and he's dead. Now we're going to have people trying to get close, and that's the issue with the Sivir. He's able to stop some, but he has to get so close to the fire. And T1 so far ahead at this point, and now with both Deft and Beryl gone, looks like T1 are looking to take an even bigger chunk out of this game 3.
Not a lot to be done here. Zeus just able to hook shot with impunity. I say that.
Got the ultimate. I mean, he's just going to use it here on the Jax. He's just frontlining. Even if he went down, this is a good trade. And he's still alive, still getting hook shots in, still getting stuns down. And T1 just biting off even more. Now, they're not going to get the inhibitor turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you forget the Merc Tread?
Oh, have to mention it.
little engage here from Beryl, but at the end of the day, he uses his satchel defensively, and Beryl's dead. And the timing this time with the Bard is fantastic, as Death will actually run away. Keria getting pretty close to the sun, and now it's Zeus who does take that magical journey in and is looking to end this game. I see one a little bit low on the health bars, but there's the knock up, the stun onto Perfect. He's got to flash away. Zeus is not going to let them get away at this point in time. Depth's desperate to try to do something, but he will be taken down, and so will BDD. So those two short-range carries will be taken out of the game, and T1 will look to end it.
And the imminent end, possibly to the last dance, can be felt as this third Nexus is gonna fall. T1 gonna go up to match point. Not a guaranteed win for them. I still think this game, despite the score early on, felt like it was decently back and forth. But once T1 got control, KT were unable to fight back.
More draft, and not really sure entirely how to feel about it. I feel like KT Rolster got the better of them again.
He's on his way. Perfect is still quite healthy, has a cookie as well. But if he doesn't get help, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive through this.
Let's see if he's right next to Faker. He cannot TP in here, and there's a lot of damage already in a Perfect as Owner tanks it up. He flashes away. Pyosik makes his way down, but it's a clean dive. Nobody goes down. Plates alongside of Keria. And KT at least are getting some of these grubs here, so that will be their trade.
It feels like, you know, we've seen these long swaps from KT and no team's really made them pay for it, but finally T1 are like, fine, you want to stay top lane, you can have the grubs, we're just going to take plates. And
I really got to question this by KT, because also, again, I feel like when you pick something like MF, even into a fairly oppressive bot side, if you are that scared to take the 2v2, you probably should pick something else. Because Perfect wants to be in the 1v1 against Jax. Like, this is a great counter matchup where you basically, from start to finish, with that, with the AP build, are able to do really well.
Yep.
We do have BD roaming over with the ultimate. Pyosik sitting here as well.
Yeah, it's Guma and Keria. Guma does have an arrow, and the door will be held. The cleanse comes through, but Guma's in a lot of trouble. Beryl getting under that tower, though, takes a ton of damage. Does not matter. They bring everybody in here, but now the follow-up from T1. They get the kill onto the tree, and now they're going to get the flash at a Beryl as well. So at the end of the day, a lot of rotations over. T1 do trade back. They're just trying to clear the wave and not get dove here.
Possible dive. We do have Owner on the opposite end of the map.
Yeah, Keria's always been in the right spot to deal with this, as in the 1v1, Guma says, okay, I'm just going to get a cleanse, gathers it here. So knockup is going to miss, and BD doesn't do much, but the knockaway of Keria is a big one, but the counter-strike catches all three, and Beryl gets so incredibly low, and now we got a TP coming in. Pyosik has to flash away.
go bot, try and dive, everyone flash, leave. But it does give over the Dragon Crash to T1, and they are hoping it's a good one.
M-Tech? What's it gonna be? It's Cloud.
I think the Cloud value is decently high here, you know.
That's good.
I think, you know, especially with like Ashe, Talia, Skarner, the movement speed.
So might have to hold off.
Very nice angle here from BDD from the pit. Owner in a bit of trouble, taking so much from BDD. You can't block that one, as Owner gonna have to flash away. And a bunch of damage is being thrown back. They get the cleanse out of death, but really the end result of this is that KT, they don't expend much, and they're gonna get a Rift Herald here.
A BDD sees a Skarner, a champion that thus far has been way too tanky to engage on, that has the Impale and says, "That can't stop me, I'm Yone."
Uh-oh. Faker in a lot of trouble here. He is going to flash, but still gets knocked into the wall. You see Keria trying desperately to save him. The Poppy doesn't have much damage, but it is enough, especially with Pyosik around here. And now Keria is being run. He's not going to get stunned into the wall.
Yeah, well, we all know what happened there. That's why Pyosik has that skin. As bot lane turret is going to get taken with Pyosik charging onward.
And I mean, they're setting up for another one. Keria's not even that healthy, but yeah, not gonna overstay their welcome. Perfect. Okay, he's making a play in mid, and Guma has flash, but he says, "Well, I'm not gonna get out of here." Nearly kills Deft, but it's still a very nice play out of Perfect, and that's exactly what KT need.
Does everyone remember? Oh, more action coming.
Well, this is Beryl kind of alone. Not the first time we've seen this, and Owner just able to maybe get revenge. No, Beryl just flashing and Nimbus cloaking and trying to get out of here, but Keria says no.
That's the Q-Max Brawn, baby.
He's going to be spotted here. T1, that's the engage ult.
Yeah, the engaged Braum coming on in, and it's Owner who is very tanky that they engage on. The Impale not going to hit anything. The cast is excellent, and down will go Keria, and Owner is left alone as well. KT Rolster pick up 2, but now T1 trying to get something. BDD will have to flash away.
Oh,
he gets over the wall with the Q3, and now he's totally safe. KT are not done yet.
Oh, the health bars are low.
Oh boy.
BDD is on fire on this pick.
All right, wait. I know that they lost one game with it, but I think we had the right idea when we banned BDD's Yone.
We look for some picks to set up for it. The damage is there to take down a Baron at the opportunity.
They're trying to get in here, and they're just lining up for the Yone once again. Zeus getting pretty low, but he is Jax, and they're engaging onto Jax Braum. That's not the best. Owner trying to get in with the Impale, but Faker gets cast into the team and left alone, and he should be going down. There he goes. Perfect trying to follow up, but he already did his job.
And the minions, again, favoring KT as he doesn't get the body slam.
Back and does nothing, right? I guess.
He's calibrating.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the next one. And now we got a fight breaking up for some reason, or breaking out, as Owner tries to Impale. Isn't going to get anyone. Faker just trying to run into Barrel.
Spawner.
And Guma trying to do damage to Deft, as actually Zeus has a very good angle. 3-man stun comes in, and Zeus will get the kill, but down will go Faker. Owner is so low, but T1, they are kiting this one out in a very scrappy fight, as the Ashe and the Jax are going to have big value here. BDD not really finding his angle personally. Matter. T1 are going to get the Cloud Drake.
Yep, we'll get them up to that third. And honestly, I think to me, the standout was Zeus, the angle he had on that fight, being able to immediately interrupt Deft.
Be tanking it though. That is one thing. Has taken a little bit of damage. Doesn't care. Finds Owner. Gets on in. The combo's there. Keria stands in front, but Owner is dead. Down he will go. Now the front line. A massive cask again. And Zeus is on the backside. He's alone, and he will be taken down. KT. They find the angle once again.
But crucially, it's only damage. There's no jungler here. And it looks like T1 not going to be able to make it through. KT, they want to bring this to a game number 5.
We'll get the replay immediately. And again,
I'll chill for a little bit.
Perfect posing the threat here. Trying to get some pressure down and get this mid-tier 1. Obviously, getting the Baron is huge, but looking to capitalize a bit more if possible. But Guma and Keria able to defend there.
There's no door. I mean, the arrow has to be used, but Guma's super low, so...
That's tower. And
nice.
maybe even could push for a tier 2 here.
Yeah.
Like, Guma has to reset. They don't really have the wave clear. The next wave is coming up soon.
It's a very nice call from Deft.
I think T1 should just let this one go.
Yep. The question is, can they let it go and defend their base? And we'll lose that bot tier 2, so KT kind of reading the map, seeing the fact that Faker's top. No, they'll get this Dragon uncontested. They'll take the time to get that tier 2 bot. Still behind on T1 with 3, but definitely get a decent amount of value from that Baron. More than just that mid-tier 1 they got initially.
I'm
Welcome
ready,
back, Chronicler.
Yeah, I'm ready to continue. Want to highlight as
No calming down. Faker, he's caught. He's up against the wall. The knockout comes in, but BDD's out of there very quickly. It will take a while to go down, and finally they do get him as the flash underneath the turret. Pioshik going deep, as now Honor trying desperately to get that finish off, but he will not be able to. Take a look at this fight, and once again, Keria, this time he's gonna be the target, and down he goes, just like that, right as the Baron spawns. And they say, okay, we'll just kill the support. Keria, no flash himself, just gets taken out.
Setting up those Q3s.
Barrel and Perfect also should be looking to play.
They don't know. Oh! He's in the pit, and it goes to Pioshik anyway. Oh, that was looking so disastrous, but Pioshik quick on to the trigger, and he gets that one down. Zeus is in here as well, and well, he's not very long for this one. As BDD is also coming on over. Barrel gets over the wall. Zeus gets denied from jumping over the wall, and KT have Baron.
The players on this team have been known to make some magic happen, and we are about to go to silver scrapes in this telecom war.
Got to maintain the pressure there up against T1, forcing them back. T1 looking like they don't have too many chances to get back to
they
this
got a
one,
fight.
although
They're trying to get Pioshik here, but he is just so tanky. Do they have the damage? The knockup comes in. The cast to save his life. And now we're kiting out KT though. Owner gets in. Jax gets in. They're looking for Death. Death's in a bit of trouble, but the clutch comes in. He's okay. BDD gets into that back line and decimates the rest of T1. Keria will be taken down, and we are going to Silver Scrapes 100%.
T1 trying to deny it with a pick on Yoshik, but BDD does not miss on this Yone. Gets the ult, gets both carries, and we're going to a game 5.
The defending world champions are going to be pushed to the brink. The Nexus surely to fall. No one standing for T1.
And there it is, the Alpaca Treant coming in.
I feel like it's going to be hard to actually connect onto this LeBlanc pick. So much threat onto things like the Corki, like the Jin from the flank. We will get to see where this mid-top is going. I think based on the player's proficiency, I imagine it might end up being that Yone top.
Would have to be. Faker backing for Tyr, a very early piece of magic resist. It's perfect, has ult.
On Vision was the Sejuani, but yeah, as you mentioned, you're not getting away from this one. Zeus trying his best. He's going to flash. He's going to try to ult away, but you cannot get away from the Camille. Do they have the damage to take down Zeus? Is the real question, as one will do it, and they take him down, and first blood goes to Perfect.
The cleanup is there, and a 1-0 stop for the Camille. Definitely what you want in a game 5.
Perfect has struggled a ton in this series. The Gragas, a big show of confidence from his team. Big turnaround after what was, again, Zeus really getting the upper hand. But this time it feels like it's Zeus that was, because of the previous games, forced in an uncomfortable position. On the flip side, T1 trying to maintain some pressure here. Keria.
Oh, trying to make a play here on a Deft. Barrel getting in front of that, but he's level 4 Alistair. Has to flash away, and now trying to open up. The first shot is going to hit as Deft desperate to try to block them, and he will block that 4th shot, but they don't get any kills. But T1's bottom lane still pressuring ups, although T1 on the map are moving over to try to challenge. That's 1 grub taken and immediate abandonment of that pit.
Barrow has level 6 available, as does Keria. Again, the burst is the big thing here for KT. They want to try and isolate a member and take them down immediately.
Rotations. Rotate back into the pit.
Deft is running, but Guma does have a lot of range with his R. Both the AD carries still here.
It really just comes down to the smite, and it goes over to Owner, and now Barrel's going to go in looking for something extra. That's 2 people that are going to be slept up, but BDD finds Faker, trying to bait Zeus in as well, and that's a massive bullet time, but in goes Zeus, finds BDD. The first one to go down will be Owner, and now we've got Zeus caught in the pit amongst 4 of them. It's going to dash away as Guma finally makes his way over. Keria going to be caught by BDD as well, and KT Rolster pick up 2 more kills.
And it looks like BDD took a bad trade there into Faker. You know, the kill on LeBlanc is big, but I feel like this pick really needs to be the one that gets the ball rolling for KT. If it has a lead, the difference is massive now.
Oh, ult's on Perfect. A lot of damage going down into this turret.
Yeah, I mean, Perfect's just going to stick around. He's trying to get that kill, and now we got a TP coming in. And here comes BDD behind them all as Keria is going to find the LeBlanc and give them some time. Damage is done though to Zeus. Oh, Perfect! He will live! And BDD is still here. He's looking for more. He wants more. And he's not going to have it. He's going to dash away. Piosik as well does his job, just puts his body on the line.
They end up in a gold positive trade as Perfect, he is no longer afraid. Maybe he should be.
Maybe a little afraid.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, there was a chance, but with Piosik not there, I mean, you don't really have to send it in. And it's Cloud Drake into Chemtech Drake.
Trying to make an aggressive play here, but there's a lot of KT members in return.
Barrel just trying to throw himself into it and bait them into this fight as in goes Perfect. Keeps Zeus around, but he dodges. That Sejuani ultimate lines up too. He's still alive, but down he goes. Trade of top laners as now BDD is coming up. Trying to punish Keria here, and it looks like T1 are just going to let it go. That's another kill over to BDD's LeBlanc. He is now 3-0.
Running!
A lot of running and skipping and hopping, and it's Deft who gets away. Meanwhile, Faker's just taking a turret.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-for-1 in favor of KT, but if Faker gets this entire tier 2 bot tower, then they'll take that trade any day of the week. BDD going to try and pressure here, but...
Is he okay? I mean, the chains are going to land, and now he's barely going to stay alive.
He's fine. He's got, like, 80 health spare. Yeah.
Pretty big deal.
And the other person who's also getting the gold.
Oh. Well, we're ulting the wave as in he goes, trying to clear it out and make sure that he's safe on the dive. There's the Q3, trying to dodge it, flashes away from Pyoshik. Pyoshik's taking a huge amount of damage, but in comes Deft to try to trade it back, and they will get the kill, but man, Zeus made it pretty difficult as, once again, Faker's just taking a turret amongst all the action.
Yeah, about
again.
15 tower hits tank there, feels like by Pyoshik, but T1 are just playing for the objectives, and it's working.
All right, well, this is a Lilia. Can they actually get him down? Nice catch by Barrel Owner. In a lot of trouble. Just going to accept his fate and just try to hit the turret, I suppose. Does a little bit of damage, but Deft will be fed over a kill.
Working somewhat, we'll say.
Is 2K gold up, despite everything that's happened, just because they've been able to get
Infernal
so many
Soul.
waves. Oh, boy.
That's a pretty big one.
Though. Because BDD does the same amount of burst, but in a very short time frame.
We're ulting a Sejuani in the jungle, and now TPs are coming in. They're trying to keep him around for a very long period at least.
Turn.
But yeah, Zeus going to have to unbound out of that one. And KT thinking about it, thinking about the engage. Barrel going to go in. The big MF ultimate is just going to get the flash. And it's not too committal just yet. Owner only going to hit the front line. There's the sleep. It goes in onto the one. Oh! The ultimate catches 3, but immediately goes back. Perfect. He followed. And that might be the end of him as KT are in a lot of trouble. In goes Owner, looking for a bit more. Barrel is caught out. Down will go BDD. T1. They find the angle in the fight, and Deft gets roped into it as well. And Pyoshik, the only one to get out here.
As it was well founded as Zeus, off of the sleep of Owner, gets a multi-man engaged. That's Nash. That's another inner, unless Pyoshik.
I mean, there is
smite.
There is vision.
Smite.
Yeah, he doesn't have smite.
There's no way.
Well, they're gonna send him away anyway, just in case. That's the Baron over to T1, and it was very close. And the rest of it is just cleanup. Zeus lines it up, and it's going to net them not only 4 kills, but the Baron, the first Infernal Drake, and now almost 7,000 gold to lead.
On the back of that previous fight, but still down in kills, but a 7,000 gold lead. KT know how rough the game feels right now, and with that tower being taken, no structures outside that base. It's 6 towers to 0 right now. Have some help from Zeus.
It's a lot of them.
And they're still maintaining vision on the top side. They are giving no windows to KT, no opportunities to let them back in the game.
Yeah, you don't really get to utilize any of your side lane pressure. Nobody can really deal with Zeus still, unless you're going to drop both LeBlanc and Camille there.
Against the might and money of T1, I don't know. That's going to help a little bit.
Trying to catch Barrel. They really want to get him to use his ult. And now we got a potential sleep coming in here as there goes in Keria looking for a bit more. Oh! Sniped by Kuma! And that might just do it. It's 2 kills to the Jhin. And look at this. BDD's going to go down as well. It's 3 kills just like that. And Faker once more. But already it is such a huge win to the side of T1 as they look to group in mid.
Pings are coming in. They do have the Misfortune ultimate to clear the wave. But T1 might try and interrupt, might try and just look for the pressure, look for the end here.
Looking like it. I mean, KT, they already lost 3 members. What can they do?
10 seconds on Barrel. Is that going to be enough? Perfect. He goes in trying to stall, but the Nexus turrets are falling.
Def can't get the angle.
They're just trying to do it. T1, they want to go to Worlds. Will they be able to? All they got to do is take down the Nexus, and they will get the job done. You will be seeing T1 at Worlds. You will have Faker there for the 9th time.
It goes to the last game possible, the last chance to get into Worlds. But the reigning champs will not be denied. They will stare down 3 of the members from that 2022 DRX roster, and they will get their revenge.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Regional Qualifier matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.